Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, help with gadgets.edc, and I wanted to talk about the Artisan Cutlery Tylos for a few moments. I got this knife in on a trade. Not even positive what knife it was I traded for it. I think I traded for it. I may have just bought it outright. Anyhow, got it off the secondary. Thought it was a neat looking knife and wanted to check it out. The designer is Dylan Mallory. You may know him as the gentleman that designed the Dawn, and I had that one a while back, and that's a neat knife. I think this is a young guy, and I think the Dawn was his first design, if I'm not mistaken. If that's not correct, and I remember to check that, then I'll throw that up on the screen. But this one is, I guess, a collaboration with Artisan Cutlery, and it's S35 VN blade. It's stone wash. The scales or the handle is titanium and then carbon fiber. It's got a titanium clip, and it's kind of it's a frame lock, but the scales are over that, so you don't have to worry about getting on the lock bar so much when you're um, with your finger when you're opening. Now, I will say that the reverse flick works a lot better than the front flipper. And the reason I was careful with that is sometimes I miss that front flip. Um, to me, it's a better reverse flick than front flipper. You see the serial number there, S35VN, and Dylan Mallory's maker's mark. And then on this side, you have the Artisan Cutlery symbol. No lightning pockets in the titanium there, but as you can see, that titanium is pretty thin. On the back spacer, it does have Artisan Cutlery as well. The clip works well. The blade is 3.21 inches long. We'll go ahead and pull out the measuring device here. And show you what we got. So it's about 3.21 on the blade length, and the overall length is about 7.25. Specs say 7.34 for overall. So nice size knife, good EDC size in my opinion. The weight on it's 2.65 ounces. Let's go ahead and compare it to some other knives so that you can kind of get an idea of how it would match up against it. That is the Giant Mouse Ace Tribeca. Let's do the CJRB Pyrite. There you have that. The Pyrite's about the same length, and we'll look at the thickness of that here in just a few minutes. Let's look at the American Blade Works Model 2, and let's go ahead and pull in the American Blade Works Model 1. See, both of those are just a tad longer than the Tylos. Let's look next at the EMP EDC Nimble, and let's pull in a Banter. It's a wee Banter, and you can tell that one's well used. I actually gave that to my son-in-law, and he's used it a good bit, and now it's back into me for some sharpening. Let's look at the Miguron Morel, and let's pull in the Miguron Carix as well. So you have those two there. Both very good budget blades. All right. Let's look at the Arnaud Bernard Amamba and the Kaiser. Let's look at the Kaiser October. So there's a pretty good comparison there. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's look at the Petrified Fish Mini Beluga and the Kinnison Basset Hound. All right. Next up, we've got the Pena Designs Apache. And what else do I want to bring up here? Let's do the Kaiser Sparrow. That's another good knife. Let's look at the Asher Knives Spiro Warncliffe, and let's go ahead and pull in the MSI by Microtech. Microtech's that's a pretty good size knife. All right, let's look at the Oz Rosie, and let's pull in, what do we want to pull in? QSP Penguin. There you go. With that one. All right, and what else do we have here? Let's pull in the CJRB Feldspar, which is a little bit bigger. And then last but not least, the Kaiser Cyberblade. And as you can see, the Tylos is longer than the Cyberblade. All right, let's look at thickness profile here for just a little bit, because this is a fairly thin knife. Pull that in right there. Let's look at it against the Banter, and as you can see, it feels a little thinner than the Banter. Here's against the Pyrite, and I'm thinking the Pyrite's probably going to be about the same size. As you notice, it does seem wider here than it does back through the body of the blade. So it is a fairly thin knife, thin profile, which carries good in the pocket. Let's see. Let's put it up against the Penguin. As you can see, the Penguin's a little bit thicker. What else do we have here? Here's the Miguron Carix, and it is thicker than the Tylos. CJRB Echo, I didn't compare that on the size, but it's probably not a bad comparison there as well. That's the Echo there. In fact, that's probably a really good comparison there. The jimping, those seem fairly consistent with the as far as thickness goes. All right, so let me give some thoughts and impressions on this. I do like this knife, although I haven't carried it a whole lot. Just other things beat it out in my pocket. These are kind of a, if you can see, those are kind of have some milling on them. You can see the lines there in the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber looks good. The clip works well. It's fairly small. It's comfortable in hand. You can choke up a little bit here, but you'll have to be careful not to get into the corner of the blade there. Jimping on top is well, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't do a whole lot. It's not very deep, and as you can see right there, so it doesn't do a whole lot, probably for looks more than anything else. And that also is probably why the front flipper doesn't work as well for me. I would say that this would have been a little bit better if the jimping were more aggressive, especially up here near the top of the front flipper. The access to the lock bar, it's nothing to speak about. I mean, it works very well. I don't have to really dig for the lock bar there, so it works very well. As you can see, it kind of stands a little proud of the scale on the show side, and there's some chamfering there on both of these that allows easy access to the lock. There is a lanyard hole for those folks that like the lanyards. As I mentioned, it fits very well in pocket, very thin profile, and it cuts well. It does EDC tasks like most other blades that are pretty sharp. So this one did come sharp and does slice well. I can pull out a sheet of paper here and just a little notebook paper and demonstrate. So you can see it's sharp. So overall, a fairly nice knife. I will probably move this one on as I try to get some more knives for additional content for you folks. If you like this knife, let me know. I've had a few comments about this is a knife that isn't seen a whole lot, but it's a very nice knife. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment. If you have any comments, please make them, and I will try to respond to any comments that you make. And I hear that if you watch another video, it helps the algorithm as another video of mine, that it helps the algorithm as well. So I wouldn't mind it if you would watch another video if you enjoy the content. And I appreciate your watching. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks.